Hi guys, so I just did some investigating. So, most of you know I quit smoking. It'll be 3 months tomorrow. However, I'm trying to hold the phone still. I was using the Nicoderm patches originally to quit smoking. And also these Ecigs. And that did the trick. Honestly, I actually stopped using the patches, I don't know, it was probably before I took my trip, so over a month ago. I didn't use them for very long. I went through, I think, 1 pack and a few out of the 2nd pack. But my point today, hi Mark, how are ya? My point today is, I've noticed something. So while I'm guessing I feel better, and I guess my skin's better, I'm not sure. Breathing better? I don't know about that either. However, I'm not hacking up. Hey, Mark! I'm not hacking stuff, so that's the thing. But what I want to talk about today is that I've noticed something different. I've noticed that I was getting a canker sore. And it's been for, I don't know, days now. And I've never had one. Like, I've heard people had it. I actually had to look it up to see exactly what it was. But it's on the inside of my mouth, and it was painful. So I started to look it up and do some investigating on it. And because this past week, okay, so the truth be told, I quit smoking. It'll be 3 months tomorrow. However, the day before yesterday, I had a relapse, and I had a cigarette. You know what? Oh well, too bad. Because here's the thing. I thought about this, and it makes sense. Bear with me here. So, they have all these new things. They have these mod things, these vape things. They have these e-cig things. But the truth is, if you think about it, and I'm an analyzer. I analyze and reanalyze everything. But the stuff I put into this thing, so a friend of mine gave me this when I started, and I haven't used this at all because I realized this right when I quit. The stuff you put into this, it's a thick, gooey liquid. So when you suck on this thing, you get this thick, gooey liquid in your lungs. I'm guessing they haven't been around long enough to kill anybody yet. So nobody's dying from them yet because they're not around long enough, at least that I know of. And I spoke to a friend of mine a couple weeks ago, and the friend of mine told me that, hold on, let me get rid of this message. The friend of mine told me that she went to use her son's car, and she was using she went to clean the windshields on his car because they were all gooey, and when she was wiping, it was like her smearing oil because he vapes. He uses this stuff. And so when I tried this for a few days when I first quit, and when I went to refill it, I saw the oil that I was putting in it, and it was this goopy, thick, cruddy oil. So my first thought was, this is what's going on in my lungs. It's not around long enough to do a study and kill people yet. This has to be worse. So that right away I stopped. But then, as weeks went on, I noticed recently that I started getting this canker sore. Again, I didn't know what it was at the time, but I looked it up, and that's what it was. And, it sounds crazy, but smoking cigarettes and nicotine actually raises the alkalinity in your mouth from the nicotine. And so without that, I'm guessing the mouth is more acidic, which in turn, I guess, is bringing me the canker sore and helping me to go do some research on it. So that's where this comes into play, and this, I take this a couple times a week, but now I've noticed that I'm taking it more since I did this investigating and research because, again, as crazy as it seems, apple cider vinegar actually raises the alkalinity. So, nicotine, raises the alkalinity. Apple cider vinegar raises the alkalinity. But you quit smoking, and now you have the acidity raising, and it's causing pain, and it's causing a problem. So, let me see who's on. Hey, guys. So, do you guys agree? Does this, make any sense to you? It's just, I don't know. I just started thinking about it today when I started puffing on this thing again. And I said, you know what? I don't want to do that either because while there may not be any goo coming out, and liquid pouring into it, I don't know what's in that thing. And I don't think anyone else knows what's in it either. You know, just because, you know, people aren't dying from lung cancer from it doesn't mean that it's not going to kill somebody. It's just not been long enough that they're out to do so, to do the damage. You know, just like that mod. Hold on, let me see what's going on here. Honey is all about mind over matter. It's not easy. Yeah, I get that, you know, and I've been without the patch, and I've been without all this, and that's not really, you know, I'm not really concerned. I'm just kind of I think it's very interesting to find out that, you know, that the nicotine actually raised the alkalinity, and then now you quit smoking to do something better for yourself, and all of a sudden now you have the acidity, so you have to bump up the apple cider vinegar. Anyway, I don't know, it was just a thought. I'm getting ready to walk out the door, you know, and I figured I'd just hop on here, you know, and, you know, show you all these things, you know, the nicotine patch. Okay, I'm done with that, no more. I quit that a long time ago. This mod thing with this liquid stuff, I don't know if any of you have seen it, but it's so thick and goopy, not to mention it's so, the smell of it. I don't know, just looking at it made me wonder, like, is this really, you know, it can't possibly be good for you. I know everybody's doing it today, and you know, I might get some backlash for doing this video. However, just because everybody's doing it, you know, I started smoking when I was 11 years old because everybody was doing it, and I wanted to be cool, you know, and I used to say I can quit anytime I want, and then 40 years later, there I was still smoking. So just because this vaping is cool today, you know, it hasn't been around long enough to kill people. So we don't know what it's doing, but if somebody had to really struggle to get it off somebody's windshield because it was so greasy and gooey, that can't be good, and it can't be good that it's on your lungs. You know, and just pouring it on my fingers, I couldn't even get it off with soap. Like, I had to scrub it. It was just gooey. So, I use a vape. I've been cigarette-free for a year. I went to 12. That's awesome. You know, I'm not bashing anybody that's doing it. I'm just talking about for me and what I've realized. You know, I don't know. The studies don't know. They can't possibly know because nobody's been doing it long enough to kill anybody, like cigarettes. But, you know, for me, so I'm done with that, I'm done with this, and I think I'm done with this because this canker sore hurts. Have any of you ever had a canker sore? I guess I've been lucky enough, I've never had one before, you know, but I couldn't understand what it was and why I was getting it. You know, where did it come from? I brushed my teeth, like, obsessively. You know, so I didn't quite get that. But I get it now because I read, and the nicotine was, I guess, keeping them at bay. Who knew? Nicotine was good for something, I guess. Anyway, keeping your mouth alkaline. But that's not a reason to smoke. I get it. Anyway, so I just wanted to hop on and talk about that because I thought it was very interesting that's what it does. Never a canker sore from using a vapor of organic liquid. Okay, cool. I get that, Mary Jane. You know what? And we know where we're going with this. But the point is, if you go on the internet, you know, I'm not alone. There's a gazillion people. You know, that's how I learned this. You know, I Google a lot of things. And there's a gazillion people that do get these. So, you know, it wasn't hard to find. It popped right up. And I was like, oh my God. You know, so the gist of it is, I just want to say, you know, I just learned that, you know, the nicotine I was smoking was keeping my mouth alkaline, and now I'm not, and it's more acidic, and I got a canker sore, and, you know, my personal thoughts are vaping and Ecigs can't possibly be good. They're not around long enough, to recap here, they're not around long enough for anyone to die from them. So, the patch, I guess the patch is fine, I just don't feel I need it anymore. Anyway, so tomorrow, again, will be 3 months smoke-free, except for one day. You know what? I wanted to smoke. I did it. I wasn't gonna. It was kind of like that dieting thing. You know what? I learned if I want something, habit, do it, be done with it, and move on. And that's exactly what I did the other day. You know what? I relapsed. I had a couple cigarettes. You know what? I didn't beat myself up for it. I didn't say, oh my God, I got to start all over. I'm going to pick another quit date. I didn't do that. I just did it like I learned to do with my lifestyle of food. You know what? I had a couple. I enjoyed them. And I said, you know what? Okay, that's it. Now you're done. That doesn't mean I can have more tomorrow or the next day or next week, but it was nice to know that I could do that, and it was a great thing. So anyway, anyway, guys, that's it. I'm not going to stay on here much longer. I appreciate y'all hopping on. If this helped anybody, please comment below. If these videos that I do, you know, mean anything to anybody, let me know. I'd love to do more. It was just something I learned. I thought it was really interesting. Have a great night. Talk to y'all soon.